really don't even know what I'm having for lunch or dinner today. I don't even know my schedule today. I just go where they take me today at the rest of this day. So, but I intend to win Florida. We haven't made any decisions about it after Florida.
Senator, you repeatedly said that anger is not a plan. You say that a lot in your stump speeches. Last night, you did say that there's a lot of blame to go around, and you just said this right now. How much of the blame rests with President Obama, as you said, and his divisive policies, as you called them? How much do you blame President Obama for what's going on right now?
Well, I think President Obama has been politically divisive. There's no doubt. I mean, he has taken an attitude that if you don't agree with him on public policy, you're bad. I've seen him do that, and I think that's politically divisive, and as perhaps a contributor to all this. But this is different. I mean, this is a different level that we're discussing now. This is the intentional injection of the use of people's anger. Basically, this is a political candidate in Donald Trump who has identified that there are some really angry people in America. They feel as they've been mistreated by the culture, by society, by our politics, by our economy, and he knows this. And they have in many instances. They really have. Every major institution in our society has failed us. Higher education has failed us. Organized religion has failed us. The media is failing us. Politicians and political parties are failing us. Government's failing us. Every major institution we once relied on are failing us over the last 20 years, and people are frustrated. You know, you're working as hard as you ever have, and you can't make ends meet, and along comes a presidential candidate and says to you, you know why your life is hard? Because fill in the blank. Somebody, someone, some country, they're the reasons for it. Give me power so I can go after them. That's what he's feeding into. That is not leadership. That is not productive leadership. That is not good leadership, and it is not keeping with our American tradition. That is a style of leadership that says, I know you're angry, and I'm going to take advantage of it so that you vote for me. But what it overlooks is the consequences of it. And his style of doing it is basically along the lines of, I'm going to say whatever I want, even if it's not quote-unquote politically correct. Well, politically correct is one thing. It shouldn't keep you from saying truth. But another thing is to be rude and obnoxious and offensive, deliberately offensive for purposes of driving media narrative. And I want to be frank. And I'm not talking about any of you in particular because I know you don't make these decisions. But I hope the U.S. media begins to examine the role they've played in all this. Because I can tell you that for months I've been giving speeches on public policy and nobody paid a lot of attention. And the minute that I mentioned anything personal about Donald Trump, every network cut in live to my speeches hoping I would say more of it. So then they could go on the air and say, oh, this is so sad. Subtitle, we're going to keep giving it coverage because it's good for our ratings. So I think we need, the media needs to begin to examine the role it's played in creating this atmosphere, because I know it's good for ratings, but it's really detrimental to our political culture and to our country at large.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Senator.